We are at a property in Montana, and here we met with our new neighbors, Neil and April. They live in Browning and they bought Bob and Kathy's property about 2 years ago. It's December the 3rd, 2021. Actually, it's my birthday today, and we decided to go and have a look at a property. They had some major windstorms, but when you look at things, they look pretty much in place, like this. Our outhouse, it has quite a bit of cobwebs in it, but other than that, no damage done to that part of the property. Here we walk by our PPTP poles and go down the steps towards our sitting area. As we go down the steps on the left hand side, you see the waterfall coming out of the wall, out of the well that's on top of the hill. Hard to picture that, but it's still dripping. The sitting area, a lot of sediment. The river, when we had high water, washed out the steps there, but it got a new angle on there, and a lot of sediment. The big tree on the top, I thought that had blown over, but it was another tree, which you're going to see a little later. It washed out a bit of the wall, and the curve is a little bigger, but that big rock that we used to have is now all covered with sediment. The river actually is high for this time of the year, but it's been so warm actually, and the snowfall they had in the mountains really came down, and that's why the river is that high. Going back up the steps, and I'm now walking towards our dining room. And again, the picnic table and the other table, hardly any damage in the 2 years. Not even the paint still looks good. And as you can see, the steps, no problem. There's a lot of debris laying on there, but that we can clean up whenever we want to go back there again. I'm very pleased. It looks very well. Everything is very well. It looks good. It looks good. No damage. Actually, the one post on the table, there was some rot there. I think some animal must have been rubbing against there. So that old tree that blew over a couple of years ago is almost gone, deteriorated. Here I'm standing on top where we normally park our car. And as you can see, the cabin is in good shape. No damage done to the cabin. So now I'm walking down, past the coccinelle. Inside, we took all the curtains out and put the bedding inside the cabin, so the mice were still in there, but hardly any damage, no damage as a matter of fact on the coccinelle. The pathways are still there. I thought they would have been overgrown a little more, but it's not that bad. But now, as you come inside, wow, look at this tree. That's the big one that blew over. The big tree in front of the generator. Neil and I covered the generator with a tarp because we were expecting snow the next day. And here you see a picture of both pictures of the generator box that has been squashed by the big tree. And again, looking at the tree, the way it lays, we're just going to cut a portion out and leave the big tree laying there. Neil was going to help us with that. And now going into the cabin, I was quite impressed. The inside, it's just like we left that thing 2 days ago rather than 2 years. You can tell that cabin is totally sealed. No mice, a little bit of cobwebs here and there, but that was it. Very pleased the way that we found that cabin, especially on the inside. And again, when we look outside now, we're looking at a big tree, and we'll have to see what we're going to do about that.